All right, welcome back to the video, guys. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to walk you through the art of no coding and why I think it's just so powerful and just so important for today's, use of code. So here's an old project that I worked on where basically you can chat with via CRM data. You had a dashboard with all your leads, contacts, and clients. You could load your leads and etc. You get the point. But it just goes to show that there is just so much you can create for the most part. And you can like remix other people's work. You can just do just so much stuff with it. And it just goes to show kind of just the way of the code, right? Where you basically can, modify it, these codes and, just remix it. And a good way to think of just no coding is in the same of like sampling in hip hop, right? Where you take like a jazz song, you sample the most interesting stuff in it, and then now you just created a whole different song, and that's how you kind of have to view no coding. And as I added these code, it kind of just goes to show like I think the power of this technology. And I think this is the reason why, I've done work on Lovable. I've created projects and I'm not going to touch them again just because of how fast and just, how insanely well all these products can be created and can be just put away on the shelf like all my books. But I think that's the point of it, because with traditional coding, it would just take so much time, to code something, and then you would just be so attached to it. And that's the main thing, right? When you're attached to something, you're going to live and die for it, which is, just like you're already behind at this point because you have all these tools that will create just so fast, I don't know if you can see this Chrome extension, but, again, like I created that in like a couple of hours. There's just so much stuff to experiment with and play around with. And, this is where I think creativity just plays a massive role because, it's kind of like music again, where the more hits and the songs you put out, one of those is going to hit and be like an hot single. Or, you have like a software that becomes $1 million business, right? And this is pretty cool. The fact that we can, take something, remix it, put it in a different light, and, it looks insanely cool. And I think that's just the power of, this whole entire journey, is that we're just experimenting, right? We're just really moving along with just how this flows, right? And I just think that with my college experience, doing uni for a couple of years, I think that it is just uh, super interesting just to see, just like I think progression of AI. because I'm literally at the point where I'm investing so much into infrastructure and, upgrading my tools that I'm like creating like a full on orchestra of AI and just AI agents, which I think that's, a really important part because, the more uh, power you put into these systems and just time and pot, the more, freedom and power you have, which is, I think, the whole point of, just AI in general, just freedom of expression. And, because something really interesting that I've learned from this book is that, you know, AI by itself is not going to create good ideas, but AI with a person is going to create good ideas and really help the AI kind of just get a goal and a objective. So AI by itself is creative, but human touch with AI is just a imperent, imperent. And you understand, it's like putting your creativity in like a different lens. And I think that's the real beauty of it. But yeah, I would say that no code is kind of just the punk rock of you know, um just coding for the most part. And it's, I think, just really interesting to see just all the websites that I've built and kind of just uh see what is just really possible. And I think that's just such the important part because, you know, English is the new coding language. And yeah, that's the video because I just wanted to really kind of just go on and hit and just talk about what I just learned from, I think, this book. It kind of just shed a light into it because it's super good. And I think that, the future of coding is really reliant on us because we are the future. So I hope you enjoyed this video and me just ranting along, but you can check that the link down in the description to Rick Rubin's book because I found it super insightful and a must read for any into the AI agencies fan.